Now, we all have woken up with a stiff neck or even a stiff hip, but how many of you actually do something about it? In today's video, I wanted to show you 5 simple stretches that you should do every morning to help get rid of stiffness and free yourself from pain. Let's get started. So if this is your first time here, my name is Dr. Mike and I'm a physical therapist providing tips on how to build strength and longevity with your body. In today's video, I'm going to show you a simple morning routine, and the best part about it is all you really need is a doorway. So let's get started with the first stretch, which is going to be the standing pec stretch. Here we're focusing on the front of the shoulders and especially the chest area. We know a lot of us during the day spend time either driving, on our computers, or even on our phones, which cause a lot of the muscles of the front of the chest and the shoulders to get very tight. So we can start by bringing our feet together, and you're going to kind of slightly lean towards the doorway, inside the doorway, and allow your forearms to be flushed with the doorway. Now you can choose whether you want to have your arms down at your side or whether you want to elevate them a little higher. Now, the muscle fibers of the chest specifically kind of span out in various directions, so you're really going to feel a different stretch whether you put your arms down or even when you put your arms a little higher here. So all you're going to do is have your forearms flushed with the doorway here, and you're going to gently lean your body forward and allow yourself to feel a nice good stretch. And with all of these, we're going to try to focus on holding for at least 45 to 60 seconds and taking nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose, just like that. I can even lower my hands down a little further and see what it feels like as I lean forward, feeling the stretch on the front of our chest there. So the next stretch we're gonna focus on, we're gonna target the lower back and even the side trunk and the lats, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand on one side of the doorway, and you're going to basically take one leg and place it behind you. So with one hand, you're gonna grab on the end of the doorway, and then you're gonna reach with that top arm. And now what I'm doing with my pelvis and my trunk is I'm shifting it to the side as I'm holding on to the doorway. If you do this correctly, you're gonna feel a nice good stretch through the lats and even through the lower back muscles. You can even work on getting some gentle rotation. You might feel that on the front of your trunk there, and then come back, take a little break, and once again, shift your body towards the opposite side. Really focus on feeling a nice good stretch through the lower back. And then we can even switch to the other side here, reaching overhead, really trying to shift your body in the opposite direction, just like so. Okay, moving on to one of my favorites, which is a thoracic extension, which is gonna help really decompress the mid-back, especially getting us out of this rounded posture that some of us get caught in during the day. And so you're basically gonna reach up top towards the top of the doorway there, and you're gonna try your best to keep your elbows straight, and you're gonna gently lean your body forward, feeling a nice good traction and some pulling through the mid-back. You can even still have your hands in this Y position and still feel a very good stretch as you open up the chest, open up the mid-back and thoracic spine, and really focus on lengthening all those muscles of the spine and really giving the mid-back a nice good traction. So now that we focus on stretches for the upper body, now we're gonna shift to 2 more stretches that can focus on the lower body. So this next exercise is gonna be a standing hip flexor stretch, and it's gonna really open up the hips and the lower back area. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand with your feet both facing forward. Your feet are gonna be about shoulder width apart, and you're gonna take one leg and place it behind you into hip extension. We're gonna really open up the hip flexors, which often get very tight from a lot of sitting. And we're gonna focus on keeping our pelvis facing forward, not allowing it to turn in one direction more than the other. So I'm staying squared and using support with my arms on the doorway. I'm gonna gently shift my body forward. I'm gonna feel a nice good stretch through the hips right there. And if I really wanted to, I can exaggerate that hip flexor stretch by working on opening up one side and reaching up to the opposite side. So I'm getting a nice good stretch through my lats, and as I have my hip in that hip extension, and you're gonna feel definitely a good stretch on the calf area because you have that back leg extended behind you, and you're trying your best to keep the back of the heel down on the ground, okay? So you're gonna hang out there on one side, and then you can alternate legs and work on that, focusing on the other side as well, just like that. The last piece to help mobilize and open up the ankles and the hips is we're gonna basically sit in a supported squat, okay? Now, if you can't squat all the way down to the bottom, that is totally okay. You're just using support of the doorway, allowing your hips to kind of drop down as far as they can go. If this is all you can go, that's totally fine. If you can bring your feet closer or maybe even go wider, you can play with the foot position, whichever position that will allow your hips to kind of sink down, and you can rock your body left and right, shift your body forward and back, and you just want to hang out here for 45 to 60 seconds just to help kind of stretch all the connective tissue and all of the muscles surrounding the joints there, okay? So those are the 5 stretches that I like to do every morning to keep my body mobile and feeling good and ready for the day. Now, if you like this video, please support me by giving this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and if there's a topic you'd love for me to cover, please leave it in the comment box below. I'll see you in the next one.